afternoon, everyone. This is Tony from our Homestead Skills. Well, hopefully by now you have noticed that the weather certainly has changed. Hopefully it's changed where you are as well. We are actually warmer up here in Ontario, where I am, than my Alabama homestead by a good 5 or 6 degrees. Yeah, that's rather unusual. I do understand that it's colder than usual down there. It's not normal for it to be this cool this time of year, but I think that some people are actually enjoying it. Although I hear that there is also going to be a lot of rain in the next few days. I know that there'll probably be rain every day for the next little while. And I have definitely learned that there's a lot more rain down there than it is here. I mean, we certainly get a decent amount of rain here. We have no issue with growing things with the amount of rain, but there it seems it's almost, if not every day, it's every second day. There's some sort of, whether it's a shower or a full-blown thunderstorm that only lasts a little while, but there seems to be an awful lot of rain. So certainly don't have to worry about putting plants in pots and them not surviving. And I had put my plants in great big huge pots because I felt that if they dried out, I mean, if it was like here, they would have dried out to some degree, but being in a big pot, they would have survived it. Now, they probably, down in Alabama, would probably survive it a good, even if the pot was only half the size, without any issue. The big thing that we're dealing with here today is very bad air quality from the fires. I don't know where they're originating from. I really haven't paid any attention, but Mark last night shut all the windows and turned on the air conditioning because he had checked and the air quality was, it's very bad. It's very bad for this area. So I went out today and just to pick up it was a reconnaissance trip. I decided to go out and see if the tomatoes were in season yet, in large quantities in the stores. I did go out over the weekend to one place that I know is like a market that always sells vegetables on the weekends. And they did have, large quantities of plum tomatoes, but their prices were high. I mean, I didn't even stand by I just walked over to where the tomatoes were, took a good look at them. Yes, they were beautiful. Every one of them was lovely and ripe. But I just stood there and immediately somebody came over to me and said, "Are you interested?" And I said, "Well, how much?" And he said $40. And I said, "I'll wait a week or two." That's all it's going to take is another week or two, and we'll probably get them in around anywhere from $15 to $20 for the same quantity. So I'm in no rush. They'll come when they come. I also looked for corn and other produce. Now, that's local here to the stores that do get Ontario products, or I don't know where they get the tomatoes from. They could get it from Leamington. Big, huge. They used to be a big, huge tomato farming out there because Heinz ketchup used to be out there. I believe that they still sell a lot of tomatoes to make ketchup, but it's not the Heinz brand anymore. And that happened a number of years ago. It was not recent, so had nothing to do with the tariffs. But yeah, speaking of tariffs, I'm going to go off subject here. And Ontario, or Canada, still does not have an agreement with Trump for tariffs, so we've got pretty high tariffs and some people are freaking out. Anyway, that will get resolved when it gets resolved, and personally I think that there's just too many people trying to be, who knows what they're trying to do, but Canada and US have always been very healthy trading partners, and that will come back again, and it's just a matter of resolving. And yes, Canada does have huge tariffs on dairy products. They always have had. And that is to protect the dairy farmers in Canada. Otherwise, who knows if they'd still be in business. But it's not up to me to say what's fair and what isn't fair. Everyone wants to support their own countries. Far be it from me to be the judge of any of that. As far as I'm concerned, I couldn't care less. You know, if I want a product, and if it's made in Canada or if it's made in the US, I'm happy with the product. As a matter of fact, the only things I try to avoid are products made in China. And you can't always do that either. So sometimes you have no choice, and if you really want something, well, if it's only made in China, fine, you buy it. I am avoiding all kinds of canning lids that are made in China. And there's so many new brands out there that who knows where they come from. But because the price has gotten so high on the Ball brand, you know, the Bernardin, which is the Ball brand, and things of that nature, that, yeah, their prices are high and people are looking elsewhere because that is a disposable item. Use once and throw away. So people are looking at alternatives. And, you know, whatever works for you. It's not up to me to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do. Personally, a while back, I bought a couple of boxes of canning lids. So I'm good for 2-3 years, hopefully. But in that time frame, the prices are still going up. I mean, even at Dollarama, the lids are $3.75 a box. And not too long ago, they were only $2.50. So yes, everything is going up substantially, and it's just a matter of adjusting. I don't think prices have ever gone down. As a matter of fact, my first home, I think I paid $44,000 for it, and that was a long time ago, and sold it for double that, not too long, well, a few years later. And today, you cannot buy a home here for less than $500,000, $1 million, depending on what you're going to look for. Even just an average little 3-bedroom bungalow is $1 million here right now. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Prices, they may adjust for a couple of years. They may drop for a short term, but they will go back up. Real estate, and especially here, is always a good investment, I guess, if you're going to stay long term, if you can get into the market. I don't know how anyone can get into the market now, but it was tough for me when I bought my last home. Now, with the air quality being so bad, I did go out and, you know, at first I didn't notice it at all, but it wasn't out too terribly long. I went out to, as I said, to do some reconnaissance to see if I can get tomatoes now. And there is a store that, one of the regular grocery stores that always has towers of bushels of tomatoes as soon as they're ready, as soon as they're available. And I looked there and there was none. And then I went to another shop that, you know, had maybe 25-pound boxes. Now the bushels are 50 pounds. And this other store would have 25-pound boxes in the store rather than outside. And they had none. So it's a little bit early, I'd say about a week or two. And so after not finding tomatoes yet, they'll be here soon. I decided to go out and buy a few things like milk and cream and butter and some pasta. You know, I do keep dry pasta in the house, and strangely enough, we were out of penne, which is what we use a lot of, but I did find linguine at a good price, and I picked up 2 packets of those, and that should last a little while. I do have other types of pasta, but linguine and penne are the mostly used in this household. Anyway, so got back in my car and realized, yeah, the air is pretty ugly. I mean, I can feel it in my glands right now. As soon as I have some sort of issue health-wise, I could immediately feel my glands swelling. And that's what's happening now. And sinuses. So yes, the air quality is pretty bad. They do recommend people stay inside or not spend much time outside. Mark is out and about. I sure hope he's not spending a lot of time outside. But, he'll put up with it. He's like that. I've seen him stand in the rain if he wanted to achieve something, whether it was watching auto racing. He used to stand in the rain doing that, but I think that he won't put up with, hopefully he will not put up with that so much anymore. And the air quality being bad, you have to be very careful, very hard on some people. So I don't know what they're doing. This is a new phenomenon. Never used to happen, at least I never noticed it before. But it just seems the last few years, whether it's Alberta or Ontario, lots of forest fires. And there are those that believe that they are deliberately set in order to keep promoting climate change agenda. But anyway, I have no proof. I just can say that yes, it seems to be something that is happening a lot, and there is no rhyme or reason for a lot of it. So anyway, hopefully this will come to an end this year, and next year we don't have to deal with this, because it's not good. And this is not the first time. When we drove down south the last time, Mark even suggested to keep all the windows in the car closed as we were driving from Ontario through to Michigan and beyond until the air had cleared somewhat. Because you could see the smoke in the air. It was that bad, and this shouldn't be happening. And like I said, I could feel it I could feel that I've got swollen glands, and I didn't when I went out the door. So, folks, be careful. Take care of yourself. Do what's necessary to preserve your health and your wealth, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.